All right. Well, shoot, I didn't take that banner down. There's a banner on here. I don't know if I can take it down. Oh, so many little technical problems. Okay, let's. Whew, welcome, everybody. Thank you for those who have gotten notifications who are able to join in. Um, some people have not. This phone is so touchy. I got the new iPhone 15. That was an upgrade. I guess I had the iPhone. Hi Erica. I was looking for my notification. I get the I had the iPhone 11 for the longest time. And so it just went it's just the iPhone 15. It's not anything um it's not anything I don't know. It's to me it's just an upgrade. We'll see um how it works. And it's supposed to take better pictures. It seems to be. Um and so just letting a few people know that I'm live right now. So yeah. Yeah. So that was my big thing with my packaging and stuff like that. So um yeah, so welcome everybody. And yes, my side of my face is slightly swollen still because I ended up having um a tooth pulled yesterday. And the tooth being pulled yesterday whew, was something unexpected. And anybody knows what it's like to go to the dentist. And it was I got into a place that could get me in right away to get it done, which was absolutely fabulous. People were great. It was wonderful. But dentists are expensive. Just saying. So, anyways, anything, it's like anything, it's like, the saying, you put something away and then all of a sudden something comes up and whatever you put away is gone again. That's what happened. So, which is fine, but yeah, so I still have a slight it's not as bad as what it was, but I can tell by looking at myself it's still swollen per se. And slept pretty good last night. I was extremely exhausted. I'm on ibuprofen. They wanted to give me a prescription for something stronger, and I said no. I'm not a person who takes drugs. It's not. I'm not a good drug person, to say the least. Last time I ever took any drugs was when it was an accident, and the accident was a client of mine, and I think she was getting her Reiki that weekend. She was over at the house and we're going through her Reiki training, and she made she made loaves and stuff and edibles for people in the hospital going through cancer and chemo. And she thought it was nice to bring me over a slice of banana bread that she made. And didn't clue in. Like the didn't clue in. I just said, "Oh, thank you." And I thought, "Okay, well, after she's gone, I'll have a piece of banana bread." So that's what I did. I put some butter on it and I heated it. And I sat there, and I guess you're not supposed to eat the whole slice, but I did. And then she was talking to me and I told her what I did and she went, "Oh my god, that's not what you're supposed to do. I thought you'd share it with Steve or something." So my husband doesn't eat edibles. And anyways, um yeah, I knew because I love to study drugs. I love to study hallucinogenics and what they do to your body and the whole thing. That's why I know a lot about drugs. It just fascinates me on how it activates the brain and how people can get addicted and everything else. So anyways, I ate it and I knew I had because it is an edible, edibles take longer to get through the system. So sometimes you don't feel it right away. And it took me thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It took me I knew it would be about 25 minutes at least. So I went and I told my husband what happened and he laughed. He thought it was hilarious. He thought, "Okay, whatever. Go to bed," you know. Didn't think anything of it. Well, it didn't hit my system well. I did puke, and I ended up, going into my bed, and the kids were came in, and they're like, "Well, what's wrong with mom?" And dad said, "Well, she ate a green banana bread." And they thought it was hilarious because for me, all of a sudden, it's like my brain opened up opened up and I could see like the higher realms, the angelic realm. Like this is like somebody who took DMT or some kind of shit, right? This is something that somebody would take if they go on an ayahuasca. Could you imagine if I went on an ayahuasca journey? Holy crap. I mean, I think I would just be seeing the whole so many things would get open up. They'd be like fucking crazy. But anyways, through all of my pores, and this is what I found so fast. Everything was illuminated with light through every single pore of my body. Everything came out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It was illuminated. So my body was lifted with illumination. Yet then you could feel the denseness of the human body through the illumination of the the illuminated body, and the denseness could feel all the pain and the suffering and the agony that it carries, and the illumination is the uplifting of the person of me, and I could feel that there is an illumination, and that is as time has gone by, and that was several years ago. um Time has gone by where when I think back to it, every time I go back to it, it becomes a little bit more clear of that crazy trip I was on and how it was opening energies that were coming in. Um, I do know a few spiritualists that before they do any meditation or they go anywhere deeply, they do DMT or acid to open up other realms for connection because it helps them to open up what they need to receive um, from the divine. I've never Personally, I've never really had a big issue. Maybe I do have the issue and I just don't notice it because I have an ego. But to go on a an illumination like that, whew, crazy, crazy. I've been asked, why don't you go on an ayahuasca journey? I think it would scare the hell out of me to go on an ayahuasca journey. I know a lot of people say it's so wonderful and it's so transformational and it really helps, which I totally, totally believe. But I would just if a slice of banana bread did that to me, a shamanic ayahuasca journey, I think would just I feel like I would explode. Not physically, but I think in a mental way there'd be such um craziness because in the line of work that I do, I do experience a lot of different elemental energies and different dimensional energies, and I can feel the different dimensional energies. I mean, I've seen timeline workers work as I'm driving my car. I've seen them like, holy shit, and they look at me and it's like, how can she be here? And I'm like, I don't know how I can be here. I'm just driving my kid. I'm just driving to the store. What are you guys doing? And I could see them. It's like those movies where they um you're driving, or the cartoons, and the buildings are being built just ahead of you, and it's like, am I going into a new timeline? What's going on here? And it's like, the Mandela effect that everybody has, about Bernstein or Bernstein bears. The fruit of the loom, is it in a cornucopia or not a cornucopia? Mandela being killed in jail. There is that Mandela effect, because it's like remembering things as a certain way, or even in movies, certain sayings like that have been changed, and people are like, well, no, it's always been that way, and you're just like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So we have that energy of like a time shift changing, and energies changing, and I feel very much that, through the past few years, there have been so many different timelines coming in, and we're constantly in different timelines. We're constantly in different flow of energies at all times. I mean, and seeing how these energies and the planets as they're coming forth, and this is the first time, like if you think about it, in human history, that we have a full conscious awareness of the universe and the vastness of the universe, of the formation of stars, I mean, Nostradamus knew that there were other planets, like he knew that there was, but he didn't he didn't really know of them, like Uranus and Neptune and Pluto. Uh, and he knew there was other aspects there, but unfortunately, with the telescope, the development, they didn't have that. But through his channeling and through the journeys that he would go through, he was able to see more and see more of the vastness of the world around us, and within that energy. And that's where I feel like we are in this realm of great transformation and change that's coming in, that is having us to expand our consciousness in a way that it's never been expanded before. It's like, when television came, which was a great, this wonderful invention. My mother used to call it the boob tube, and why did they call it the boob tube? Because you'd be stuck to the boob, right? That's your nutrients, right? Um, so you would get, and everything was taken, because before that, when you made a deal with somebody, it was at face value. So before TV, before it all came in, everything was taken at face value. So we took things at face value. Oh, the TV came in, Walter Cronkite came in. You don't know who he is? Google. We had all of these, newscasters come in, and of course we took them at face value. Newspapers, we took it, that must be the truth. It's printed, so it must be true, right? So we took this truth in. As time went on and the internet came in around 1997, uh, it started to change, because our consciousness started to expand. And more information was being able to be given to us than ever before. So we had information coming in that was given to us that has never been we've never had that before. We've never been able to get instant reel of information in Iraq or Iran or any of this before. Before, we would see a actor or actress on TV, and or even in the movies, it was like, oh wow, they must be that way, that must be their life. But now, through so many other consciousness coming in, we're starting to see, well, there's more to that person, there's more to that energy than meets the eye. And that is bringing us a part of our brain of expansion. So this part that we're expanding, and we're understanding, and we're seeing, and we're experiencing. And it's overwhelming. It is so overwhelming onto our system, because that expansion or that illumination we know is there, but then we can feel within our own three-dimensional bodies all the pain and the strife and the overwhelmness and the stressors and everything coming down within our body. So we have issues of that separation, have an issue of separating that, where we want that integration. We would love to have, or or we have that separation, that integration of that light within our denseness is a difficult part, because there is truth that we are seeing, and the truth sometimes is overwhelming and just deplorable. And we're witnessing that, and we're witnessing such deep wounds. The wounds, that's Eris comes in, Chiron comes in. Wounds, the wounded healer is coming in, the wounded warrior. That's what Chiron was, and immortalized. He was sacrificed, the sacrifice of Chiron in front of all the gods. He was sacrificed to have immortality, to bring in that and have those deep wounds coming forth and being presented upon the world. And we are feeling that these wounds are so deep, and nobody wants to see the deplorableness that is happening. Nobody wants to witness the strife and discord that is happening around the world. Yet the timelines that are coming in, that are changing, that are emitting, that are coming forth, is that of a religious war, or in the name of. That's what we're doing it in the name of. In the name of what and who? And this is where you are finding that people will pull at the heartstrings, will show you things to pull you in to their crazy in the name of. And this is where, when we are looking at our own illumination, we are looking at, because if I'm illuminated, you're illuminated, you're illuminated, you're illuminated, you're illuminated, they're illuminated over there. Everybody has an illumination. So we're all the same. We're all of that same illuminating light, but the body holds the pain. And that's where we are at, to overcome that pain and that strife and all that we are carrying within us. And when we are doing that, or trying to do that, we have been, that those 3D belief systems come in, that we carry on, that this is what we have to do. And this is how we create the change. And in creating that change, we have to fight you. We have to. I'm doing this in peace. It's like, my mother would spank me. This hurts me more than it hurts you. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's like, I am doing this to make you understand more. All I understand is that you're going to beat the shit out of me, or that belt's going to come off pretty fast. So I better run like hell so I don't get it. That's what that's telling me. No other lesson came out of that. That's where our body's at. And that's what we are witnessing. And we are going to be witnessing this for a while. Looking at my solar arc for next year is not, it's, I had to laugh. I did. I had to laugh. I'm just like, really, really, of all the crazy squares that are coming in, with Pluto squaring my Venus, and the moon squaring my sun, and having all of this energy that's going to be coming in, that's going to be bringing in for me to take a deeper look at how I live my life, and how deep, and where I have to stand with the Scorpio in the 5th house, which is Leo, which means I have to come in from the heart of my being with truth. Thank God there's Cancer there, like the Cancer moon, Cancer rising. At least there's wanting to bring in stability and home and body, and the mothering comes in, because God help us if it was something else. If it was Aries, Aries. I would, probably, it would be more of a force, more of a fire energy coming in because Mars would be the ruler of both. But having that, and Mars being in my sign right now, so it's giving energy and it's giving fortitude to go forward. It's giving, that square is also giving you that spark, of, okay, let's get things done. Let's come in from the heart to get things done, which can be overwhelming and difficult in many ways. And that's why a lot of you are feeling tired, overwhelmed, at wit's end. And we're only in the beginnings of November. You know, the reason, you know, I do a lot of what I do is very, teachings. Like this Thursday, I will be teaching an intuition class. The intuition class, we're going to be bringing in some crystals and some cards, and it's online. It's $25. It's in the evening. And just to start to get you to really begin to feel things, we're going to be doing meditations, going through the clearing of the chakras, but coming into that feeling of what it feels like and trusting and beginning to trust the feelings that we get so we can use our guidance system in a more healthier way in what we are than what we do, and in a more conscious way than what we do already. Meditation, new moon meditation coming in, bringing in the energies. I mean, that's the new moon. That'll be our new moon in Scorpio. Let's bring forth some beautiful energy. And then the full moon that's going to be coming in. And this is, that full moon that will come forward for us at the end of the month. And doing this, the full moon at the end of the month, I want to make it very magical and bring in some magical energy and doing some crafting. So I'll have a craft list for people if they want to do any crafting and creating and making different things that you can start putting around with your decorations, right? And that brings in more of the peace and the calmness and the prosperity. God wants us to be prosperous, right? The divine doesn't want you to be poor, doesn't want you to be struggling, and it comes into, okay, how can I create this within this mundane world in order that I may be able to live in that harmonious way that I would like to live? Not everybody wants to live the same way, which is beautiful. We don't want that. We want you to find that harmonious way that is right for you. It could be the most simplest way. I was following this woman, and they couldn't believe that she's been living off grid for over, I think, 10, 15 years. And she grows everything. She has her chickens, and she has, she does her canning and everything else. And they ask her, how often do you go into town? She goes, maybe every 6 months. She said, her house is heated. She lives in a woodland area. Not everybody can do that, though. Not everybody, it sounds really wonderful, but it's hard fucking work to do all of that and making sure that you have enough food for the winter and you got your wood all chopped and everything else. Very basic, things that she has to make sure her place is repaired and insulated and everything else. Not everybody can live that way. I mean, I totally would not want to live that way. Just saying, I love indoor plumbing. I love the indoor plumbing. I love to go to the bathroom in a nice warm spot where my butt doesn't freeze or stick to the seat. I love to have running water. That's part of what I love to have. Place we live in right now is a very humble place. It is a very small place, but it has its quirkiness. It's cold at times, but it's good. It's good. Would I love to live in a chateau? Yes, I would love to live in a chateau, but I want it finished. I'm gonna put in a few things. I want it completed. I want to be able to go into the chateau and it already has a swimming pool and everything all together and stuff, and the big kitchen and everything done. I don't want to do too many renos with it. So, but this is all part of the energies that we're in. I did have a few people ask me about travel for next year. I just saw one woman who is a I just love the work that she does. I love where she lives and the energy that she's built up on her. I think her name's Jillian, and but she does have a really fabulous husband who's very well, I'm gonna say he's well off for a lot of the things. So she's very blessed with what she has. I mean, I saw that she's doing her Scottish tour for next September, and it's sold out. I think it's 4 grand US for each person to register and stuff. I don't think that includes your flight though. But anyways, I was thinking, because people have been asking me about flying next year, and I'm just thinking, whoa, things in Europe are going to be a little bit uneasy next year. Would I want to take that tour? Yeah, I would love to, but back of my mind, I'd be like kind of worried. So traveling next year is going to be a little iffy, you know, of going to places and things. If you thought delays were crazy this year, they're going to be worse next year. Um, some of the craziness that's coming out right now, um, even going to Mexico, because it's not so much the Mexico people, the people that live in Mexico, it's all of the energy of immigrants that are coming into Mexico wanting to cross the border into the United States. So in Mexico, a lot of the energies and stuff are changing and switching there as well. Um, within that part of the world, because they're being influxed by, of Chinese and African and people from Ukraine and all over the place of coming in and wanting to immigrate into the United States. So the energies there are changing. And for a lot of places that are like Acapulco, who just that got devastated, th you know, we're gonna be witnessing a lot more of places that are destination places, for holidays. I think crazy shit's gonna happen there. The Earth is going to be erupting in many different ways next year, whether it's through earthquakes or some eruptions that will take place. So a lot, when it comes to travel in that, I feel travel is going to be again one of the low bar on the totem pole of travel. Although I would love to get out and travel and go to France is having the Olympics next year. That's going to be an interesting one when we're in the midst of a world war. Last time there was the Olympics during a world war, Hitler was in power. So that's going to be some crazy, crazy things that are going to be happening, crazy shit's happening here. Yeah. The nuttiness that's unfolding for everybody, and it is. It's nutty. Thanks, Lexi. Um for what's unfolding for everybody. And this is where again, we feel again at the end of our wits. And um as I said, the last 3 years, we were in the lobby. We were just in the lobby. That was a prep time of getting us prepared as we were walking through to the office and, walking into the next room, which is like, "Whoa, what kind of crazy chaos is this?" And those that are in power at this time is thanks, Karen. Those that are in power right now are the little troublemakers, right? They're the ones. It's not necessarily the people, but it's the troublemakers that are sending this energy out to rile everybody up, and everybody gets all riled and gets all their shit in a knot, and then of course we're going back down to the heaviness of the 3D body of what we are carrying, all the anger and the strife and the discord from Eris, and Eris, sitting back now and watching everything unfold and unfold in a way of watching, as I say, the battle of the gods are coming in. What are the battle of the gods? It's a religious war. And watching that all unfold before us. And what can we do about it? It's like, I don't have a say. Well, you can do a lot by prayer, by meditation, by our own light, by how you are creating your world, how you are stepping into your world and living your life. It has a lot to do with it. This next year, as I said, as I read my solar arc and my natal chart, I've already looked, and it's I laughed. Didn't scare me,
Andrea
but
Hill.
I laughed. Oops, sorry. I was getting a phone call. I laughed because it was so overwhelming of the craziness that's going to unfold over the next year. And the craziness that's going to unfold over the next year for not only myself, but at the world at large is one where, okay, I really have to take in stride the things that happen. Like my tooth. Like out of the blue, I'm sitting there waiting for Mateus, and I said, Steve, my tooth is throbbing. I don't know why. I didn't eat anything. I didn't, you know, I wasn't drinking anything, just started to throb. Right? Next thing I know, yesterday I was at the dentist. Next thing I know, they have to pull the tooth. They said we couldn't even have saved the tooth. And I'm just like, okay. Not that I wanted to go through a root canal, but the guy was saying because the way my gums are, they're and the root, anyways, they're not good. They're kind of disintegrating. So yay me. I'm just like, oh, that's a nice birthday present. Thank you. Thank you. But the thing is that taking it in stride, saying, okay, what do I need to do about this? I got the tooth out. It's my mouth is better. It's still slightly swollen. Um, I might lose some weight, I might lose some weight with all of this because I have to eat soft foods. So I'm looking at the positive thing. I might lose a couple pounds out of this because I can't eat the way I want to eat. So hey, that's good. You know, so it's looking at things that might be crazy, but taking the positive. We are going to be seeing, other things that are going to be a disruption within the world around us. And one of them, the other part too, is um, the revolution is going to hit our shores, because of the immigration, the migration of people coming in, but because of the migration that has come in, has not been where has not been mashed potatoes, scrambled eggs, soup. We're having soup. um, with that migration coming forward, that migration is bringing in, unfortunately, people who don't have the higher value or want a higher value. They have an agenda on their mind of what they want to do and how they want to create. I mean, those are the Trojan horses. The Trojan horse is the migration. I had to think about that. I was thinking, okay, there's the Trojan horse because here comes Eris. There has to be a Trojan war. What is the Trojan horse? The Trojan horse is the migration of the people that are coming in that we don't even know. And I know a lot of people, take offense to that. My husband's an immigrant. My father was an immigrant, but they came in to help to build a better life, to have a better life, um, to be able to live with other people. I mean, I have many of my clients are Indian clients, and they will tell you when they came to Canada, it was not easy. It was not an easy life. They had to come in and live with other people, learn a new language, and work to build what they wanted to work and build a better world for themselves. And that's what they had to do. um we're finding that this is what we are going to be discovering over the next year, and it's already started over in England. So if it started over there on the other side of the pond, it'll slowly migrate over to here because that's what happens. It's that old where the one um baboon started to wash his food in the water. Never did it before, but he picked up his water and he picked up a piece of fruit, and it was in, I think, no, he picked up a piece of fruit, the scientists say, and he ate it and he liked it because it tasted. So every fruit that he got after that, he started to wash it. Others started to see what he was doing, mimicked it. Then they found on the other side of the world, they were doing the same thing. other baboons of different lineage and stuff started to do the same thing. It's kind of like the butterfly effect, right? So we will start to see that eventually come over. And so then again, this is where it's like, wow, I have to take a stand. I have to let people know this is what I stand for. It's like when my daughter went to march for Black Lives Matter, I said, no, I'm not going. She goes, oh, mom. I get that. I get that a lot. Oh, mom. I said, no, because they're not out for what you think they are. They're not doing what you think they are. They're being sponsored by Amazon. They might have a they might be trying to pull your heartstrings, but why are they trying to pull your heartstrings? What is the reasoning behind it? Again, this is what we got to come back in. It's like, what is the reasoning behind it? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to push an agenda upon me that I don't accept? I believe in individuality. I believe people living the lives that they want to live in a harmonious way that does not inflict pain and conflict onto somebody else. If it does, can we resolve it in some way? Can we come to a mutuality where we're not having to plummet each other into the earth? That's what we don't want. But there is an agenda out there that does want this. This is where the light, the meditation, that transcension of light, the illumination of who we are, that's where we have to come back into and really bring in that resonation of light into our beings. And whew, it's a fucking lot to hold. It's a lot to hold. But we're being called to hold that light. We're being called to hold the line. We're being called to hold that energy. Because that's what's going to bring in the change. That's what's going to bring in the more harmonious energy. It is a flight indeed. It is a flight indeed. So I'm bringing in some cards. Every Friday is $10 mini readings. If you are wanting to get your $10 mini reading for next Friday, order them now because I try and do so I can get to everybody. So every Friday during the month of November is $10 Fridays for mini readings. So they're about 10 minutes or so, 10 minutes or less. And we have the intuitive class on Thursday, and next Sunday we have the astrology class. So if you're interested in the astrology class, there's plenty of room. I've only had a couple people register for it, so there's still lots of room for that. And you get your 2024 moon journal with that as well. Plus new moon readings, new moon readings, yeah. New moon and full moon meditations, all that kind of stuff is happening this month. And then we're going to have some really cool things happening in December and bringing in some really fun little things in September as well. December. Cool. Downtime. Are we spinning our wheels? Are we going so fast that we aren't taking that time to just chill? Just chill. And that's what we need to do, is just chill. And with that chilling is, woohoo is wonderful. Chilling, take a bath, do that, add essential oils and candles and beautiful things, illuminate your place. Bring in the woo-woo. Allow it. Draw a card today. I'm going to be doing my meditation, my yearly, my birthday. I do a 12-month reading for myself on my birthday. So I'm going to be doing a 12-month reading for myself. At what time approximately, in case the notifications won't work? It's going to be around 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Friday is the 10-minute readings. And that's, so it'll be around 10 o'clock my time. And seek solitude. Whoa, look at this. And seek solitude. What is that trying to tell you? Take some downtime and maybe go into the forest, go for a walk, go by the river. Allow yourself to just take that time to just sort of like feel the energies, tap into that beautiful energy. And with it, do your gratitudes. Be grateful. Love it. Beautiful energy. These are wonderful cards. I love them. They are, I don't know, I think I lost the lid, but it's Trust Your Vibe cards. So, Trust Your Vibe cards. Um, yeah, we had a dog. If you follow me, you know that I had a dog that used to eat my cards. So, take some time for yourself. I put out my blog. So my blog is out there. And yeah, I want you guys all to have a fabulous day and create some beautiful energy for yourself today, just for you, you know, because it'll go a long, 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 long way. So have a blessed one, everybody. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all you say and all you be and all you do. And enjoy your day. It's a blessed day. You're here, you're above ground, and life is going to be good, and life is good. Blessed be everybody.